Hello again, everyone. Thanks for joining me, Rams Mabote, for the latest episode of the 2022 Engen Pitch and Polish program. Can you believe we are about to reach the end of round 2 in this year's competition? First it was 16, then it was 8, and after tonight, only 4 will remain. This evening, we found out which of the 2 remaining contestants from the yellow group will be going through. It's been another great week of learning for our entrepreneurs. Hein Marx, who facilitated a highly productive session called Constructing Human Resources, shares some insights with us too.
Thank you, Rams. I'm really excited to be presenting this bonus learning session for the 2022 Engen Pitch and Polish program. And, like Rams said, tonight we're talking HR. Hi there, I'm Hein Marx and I'm very pleased to be presenting this bonus learning session in the 2022 Engen Pitch and Polish program. My professional field is human resources, so this session is all about people. Too often I encounter small business owners who are experiencing headaches with their staff, issues like poor performance, a bad team fit, or complete lack of alignment with the owner's business vision. But if you dig a little deeper, you find that these staff members have never been given proper structures or processes to work within. Now, HR sometimes gets a bad rap. It can sound complicated, but actually it depends on how you approach it. To be as effective as possible, I find that if we think about HR in the same way one would approach building a house, things get much easier. You wouldn't go out and hire laborers and start building straight away. You'd have to do your research, contract an architect, get council approval, buy the materials, and so on. Unfortunately, too many entrepreneurs jump straight into interviewing and hiring staff members as soon as they feel they need help. Before long, they have a team of people who have been chosen on the basis of how much the entrepreneur likes them rather than based on their skills and experience. As a business owner, you need to be aware that every person you hire will change your business's energy, its DNA, and will also increase the complexity of managing daily activities. That means it's critical for you to take a considered and specific approach when deciding on the skills, competencies, and personalities you want to bring into your organization. It's about honoring your business by finding the right people to help you build and support your strategy. So how do you go about finding the right people? Well, sadly, I can't get into that now because we have to head back into the pitching action. But if you go to our Pitch and Polish YouTube channel, I'll be sharing more about how you can approach your HR function and also offer you a few practical insights there. In the meantime, it's back to you, Rams.
Thank you, Hein. I know how very important it is for entrepreneurs to learn how to manage their people as their businesses grow. Before we head into our pitches for tonight, here's a quick reminder of how the competition stands right now. Going through to the semi-final from the red group is Lucky Mnigati. From the green group, we have Palesa Mutaung. From the blue group, Luvo Kugwana has made it through. And tonight, will it be Victor Sables or will it be Baatile Stoner? Let's get straight into it. Here is our first contestant for tonight, Baatile Stoner, founder of Stoner Tire Couch based in Gauteng. And here he is, heading in to face the judges. Good luck, Baatile.
Baatile, welcome.
Hello, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very good, thanks. I'm just curious, what have you got there to your right?
Here we have a speaker that we manufacture also is one of our products.
Good. Are you ready for your big event?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, Baatile, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pitch and polish.
No more penning or dumping old tires. My name is Baatile Stoner, the Managing Director of Stoner Tire Couch Pty Ltd. The company started in 2018 with only 150 that I was supposed to buy food. And I borrowed 2 grinder and driller to make my first 2 chairs. We manufacture outdoor and indoor tire furniture. We manufacture chairs, tables, ice bucket. This is one of our speakers that we manufacture. We manufacture high quality product. We manufacture custom made furniture. We give after sales maintenance to our customers. Our business model relies heavily on creativity. We sell our product to individuals, car washes, restaurant, tavern. Now we are looking into corporate world. COVID-19 taught me that as a business you must not rely on one revenue stream. Last year we introduced wood furniture, and in September we manufactured 150-seater chairs and tables for rental. And we managed to buy more machinery. And our gross profit for last year was 47%, and our net profit was 16%. Our plan this year is to buy a vehicle, delivery van. And now there's a certain amount of money that we are putting aside to make sure that before the end of the year, we purchase our van. With this prize money, it's going to accelerate our plan in growing our business. We are going to buy machinery worth of 300,000, marketing and branding worth of 40,000, a delivery van worth of 250,000, and a material worth of 60,000. We are a business, potential to grow, to create jobs in our township. I thank you.
Very good timing, Baatile. Very good timing. All right, let's start with you, Alan.
Good to see you again.
Thank you, sir.
Impressive looking speaker. I think we understand the gross profit and net profit percentages. What has been your total turnover so far for the last, so what was the turnover period, if you like, against which you've given us those numbers? Was this last year or this year?
Last year, our total sales was 98,000.
Okay. So from that 98,000, you probably made net about 15,000 just looking at your net profit percentage. I guess I'd like to understand, what is your plan to get scale? So I really like what you do. I think you've got a beautiful product, but I'm really interested in understanding how do you give this thing scale? Where are you going to sell it?
Right, our plan is to get a bigger workshop, firstly, where we'll be able to manufacture and have a store where we sell finished product. We are going to market our product via WhatsApp, Facebook, billboards, and we are going to also attend exhibitions.
Okay, thank you. And then the machinery that you're looking to buy, just tell us a little bit more about the type of machinery that you want to spend 300,000 Rand on.
We are talking about panel saw, edge machine, drill presser, spindle molder. Those machines on their own, they form 3 revenue streams, which means that cutting an edge, it will happen in our factory for carpenters and upholsterers. That will be another revenue that will be generating an income. And again, spindle molder is going to be another revenue stream. That will be we will be manufacturing doors, supplying hardwares, and upholstery will be part of our revenue stream, where we manufacture headboards, couches.
Thank you.
Baatile, thank you for your pitch. You've mentioned the purchase of a vehicle. Just talk to us about what some of the costs you see needing to manage when you have a vehicle as opposed to before you had one. I'm thinking in particular, I'm in Cape Town. If I want to order One, are you going to put it in your vehicle and drive it down to Cape Town, or how is your distribution set up?
Now, for Cape Town, we are looking at getting a courier that will be working together to deliver the product. This van, we are going to utilize it to deliver local around Gauteng. We have furniture for rental. Then that van will be also delivering the furniture to event planners and weddings. And also the van will be utilizing to buy the material, to collect the tires. And now it will be an advantage to have it because we are going to direct to the manufacturers.
Thank you. For your marketing, you've mentioned a few channels and you've spoken about 40,000 budget that you're allocating. What are your targets as far as marketing is concerned? Because it seems like you have quite a few channels that you want to use out of home, online, etc. But your budget seems quite relatively conservative.
Yes, my budget is low, yes, but when time goes on, and we are not going to utilize those platforms same time, but as long we grow selling, then we are going to tap into those other channels.
So the 40,000 is the initial launch.
Yes.
Thank you.
Baatile, where do you manufacture? Is it in a garage? Is it in a premises? Where are you manufacturing?
Currently, we are in Katlung Arts Center. That's where we manufacture.
In the center. So if you buy all this equipment, from a security point of view, it's safe?
Yes, Katlung Arts Center is safe, and we are looking at, there's a workshop that last year, I was talking to the owner about it in terms of growing to it, meaning moving from Art Center to the bigger workshop. Also, there's a security there.
The security there. And do you have any insurance in your pricing? Have you insured any of your equipment, or is it not worth?
Currently, we have power tools, so they are not insured because they are power tools. No, we don't have these machines that I'm talking about now, the big machines, they need insurance.
And you keep talking about we. How many, you say we? Is it just you, or is there a partner? Who else is in the business?
Okay, so I like to use the we because I'm not working alone, but I own. So yeah.
It's 100% you.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, Baatile, yeah, I think I've got enough. We've all got enough. You may leave. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Right, we'll start with you.
It's amazing the impact of something as gimmicky as an entrance last time, because that really did set the tone. In the absence of that, it felt a bit flat for me this time. But in terms of the content of what he spoke through, I think he thought through much more and included much more than he did last time. He was more crisp with the numbers. He spoke a bit about the marketing and what his thinking was. In the last round, the concern was around the spend, which seemed to highlight investment in a delivery vehicle. And I think he's clarified quite nicely now what his thinking was as far as that's concerned. So I think it is an improvement from last time, even without the gimmick.
Alan?
Yeah, so I'm challenged with this one. I like Baatile a lot. I think his energetic and the charisma and the creativeness is awesome. I also really like the products that he's doing. They're quirky, and there's definitely a market for those type of things, myself included. I'm just lacking, there's some substance missing for me around the plan to make this a growing, thriving, sustainable business. So I'm searching hard to find reasons to, want to really put a lot of support behind this beyond just what I'm seeing in the product and what I'm seeing in the individual. The numbers and all that type of stuff for me are maybe overly modest, and that's okay, but I'm just not sure, how the transition's going to happen from sort of being quite a modest enterprise to something that is a little bit more meaningful?
Yeah, for me, sure. You know, this is sort of a big part of what we're involved in, you know, and for me, if you take, and I'm looking at an empty space in front of me here, but if you take a business that's doing 100,000 Rand a year and you convert it to a business that's doing 400,000 or 500,000 Rand a year, in the banking world and maybe in other contexts it's relatively small, but there'll be 5 more people employed, you know, and it'll change his life, and more importantly, it'll change the next generation's life, because he will afford better education for his kids, etc., etc. So there's a huge impact, and for me, I'm trying to listen through the gimmick and listen through it, and I think he's very solid in understanding business. I don't think the guy's going to build a multinational business, but he can certainly grow, and he's got huge scope, and I find him hugely inspirational, and I agree with you. It's a much better pitch than last time. But will he stack up against his competitor? We'll have to see. Let's go score.
Baatile,
Mister.
round 1, the man walks in dancing. Round 2 is Men in Black. What did you feel about this one?
Wow, this one I was more relaxed because the round 1, remember, it was first time.
Yes.
First time seeing the judges and then that. But I came with a strategy on how I can approach them. So yeah.
And your strategy, how did your guide help you with your strategy?
You know, Mr. Tandai helped me. Yeah, helped me like, now the strategy was, you know your business. And then talk about your business, nothing else. It was simple as that. So, and then he helped me in pointing some of the things that I was not noticing. I'm doing them, but I'm noticing them. I'm not noticing them. So I noticed them. Then I was
Like what? Just give me one.
Like no, I do after sales maintenance, but I did not think that it's a unique selling point. I took like, I'm just doing the service. But actually when I'm looking into, other businesses, they don't do after sales maintenance.
Wow, well done. I wish you luck for the next round. But even if it doesn't happen, you did well.
Thank you, sir. I did well.
It is time for me to give away another generous take-a-lot voucher worth 5,000 Rand. Are you ready for your question? Our out-of-town contestants have been hosted in the lap of luxury by the Maslow Hotel. Where in Johannesburg is the Maslow located? If you know the answer, go to the Pitch and Polish Facebook page and post it before midnight tonight. We will announce the winner of our random prize draw on Facebook tomorrow afternoon. Speaking of good luck, let's catch up with our final contestant for not only tonight, but also for the entire second round. Here is Victor Sable of Kathy's Kitchen, based out of the Western Cape. Let's join Victor as he heads towards the microphone and the judges.
Hi there, Victor.
Hi.
I noticed you're wearing different shoes.
Yeah, I thought I'd give something else a chance this time.
You know it's 2 minutes this time?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're going to use about 12 seconds of it and then say, and that's my pitch?
Yeah,
Or
no,
are
that
we
was
gonna
my
get-
initial approach, but I changed it a little bit now.
So we're going to get at least 15 seconds out of you today. All right, Victor, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pitch and polish.
Hi, my name is Victor Sables. I'm the owner of Kathy's Kitchen. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I've been searching for a tasty, diabetic-friendly snack for a while. I haven't found anything, and I started making it at Kathy's Kitchen. So we produce products that are diabetic-friendly, but they're not only for diabetics. At the moment, we're using only raw ingredients, we're preservative-free, and we hermetically pack all our products so that they are sealed for freshness. We're supplying 40 stores in the Western Cape at the moment, spas, 36 health stores, and wellness warehouse, but only in the Western Cape of wellness warehouse. Our turnover last year in March was 79,000. This year we hit 180,000 in March. Our turnover in April last year was 70,000. This year we hit 140. So it shows that we are growing. There is a demand for our product, and I think 100% year-on-year improvement is quite significant. My target for this year, however, is to get to 100 spas. And to get there, I need to improve my productivity. And to improve my productivity, I need more equipment. So one of the things I want to do with the funds, should I win the competition, is to buy more equipment. We're quite capable in terms of labor, we just need more equipment. For 2023, which is next year, halfway through the year, I want to start looking at going to Pick n Pay, Dis-Chem and Clicks, where the numbers will become quite huge. But we got a 6-month period to prepare for that at the beginning of the year. And then following that, we want to do a trip out this year still sometime to Joburg and to KZN to go and look at the market that's out there and see what opportunities exist for us. Yeah, that's it for now.
Right, and
Pretty
we had
close, eh?
17 seconds, so it's
close.
getting better. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's start with you, Baatile.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you.
Your product, you aren't ready yet to go into Pick n Pay. Is that due to capacity from a production perspective, or can you just tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so we quite at the moment almost at capacity with our production. So if we start approaching more stores, my view on growth is that you need to have the capability first and then go and sell. You don't want to sell, you're going to get one shot at it, and if you don't deliver on time, you're out the door. So I'm building the capacity first, but at the moment with the stores we have, we're coping quite well. We are expanding. I mean, when I started talking to you about this pitch, we've picked up 6 more spas this morning because we've now got an agent in KwaZulu-Natal, in PE, who's starting to go and visit the spas in PE. He's just been with us for about 3 weeks, but he's brought on quite a significant amount of business to us, not only in the spas, but like Kenton-on-Sea, they're quite an upmarket sort of store. So we are getting in there at the moment. But to answer your question, I want to make sure that we've got the capacity before we go and see them.
And your team, what does your team look like? Who does it consist of, and responsible for what, beyond yourself?
Yeah, so I've got 6 people in the kitchen, as you call it, that are actually producing product. So in terms of labor, our holdup is not there. It's the baking capacity, because you can't put it in the oven for any less time. Even if you've got 10 or 4, it doesn't matter. So we're quite capable in the kitchen. Then we've got an admin lady who does all our invoicing, but it's done off Sage, so it's an online system. It's very easy. And then we've got one woman in dispatch, and she basically packs.
That's great. And quality? How are you managing that in terms of consistency of quality?
Yeah, so we've got the certificate of acceptability. So we've got a system in the factory, a food safety system, and it is adhered to very, very strictly. They wash their hands every 45 minutes. They come into the factory in the morning, take off your shoes, put on your Crocs, walk through the sanitizer into the factory, and then you go and do your thing. You come back out, the reverse happens. Their clothing gets changed. We've got all those rules in place. Before they go into the factory, they put on their clothing for the factory, their white little chef outfits, and they button it up. So everything that's outside of that area is cordoned off. So in terms of safety, we've passed those tests with a certificate of acceptability.
Great, thank you, Victor. You see, Eloine, the Crocs were part of the working attire.
Well, he never told us with all those minutes left here in his pitch. Victor, from our side, you spoke about diabetic friendly.
Yeah.
Is there a stamp of approval you need to be able to say that?
Yeah, so I'm working on getting Diabetic South Africa to now put an official it's Diabetic South Africa logo on the product that says it is, but I have had it tested by nutritionists. We've also sent it to the CSIR for testing as well. SABS have also tested it. And so when you say it's diabetic friendly, what it means is that it will maintain your sugar levels and not spike it. I don't know if you guys know how diabetics normally work, but yeah, that's effectively, it's not going to spike it, it's going to keep it on a flat.
But my concern was with the legal ability to make a statement on a food product without some endorsement. That's where I was going with that. Let me just change subject.
Sorry, can I just respond to it quickly?
Sure.
So at the moment, I don't say that on the product because I don't have the certification yet.
Okay.
I'm in the process of getting it. Once I get it, I will then put the stamp on it. Like with the halal certificate on it, we've got the halal certificate, we put the logo on.
Okay, great. Thanks for clarifying. What type of leader are you?
I would say that I am very democratic in my leadership style. I like to consult with everybody. But ultimately, the decisions, I have to make those decisions because I'm carrying the can if something goes wrong.
And just a follow-on question to that last question for you is you now got a handful of staff. Do you see yourself being the head of an organization with, say, 200 people in a factory supplying across South Africa, the retailers and across the border?
Okay, so I can actually give you a very good answer to that question. I owned a plant for 14 years. We made denim jeans for Woolworths, Truworths, for Sheeny. 40,000 units, 350 staff. So yeah, I've been there, done that, I can do it.
That was a good answer. Alan?
Talking about the numbers, okay, so it sounds like in the 12 months that you've been referring to, doing between 140, 180,000 in a year, you're probably going to turn over somewhere around 2 million rand for the year, for 12 months, there or thereabouts. You've got quite a number of staff, you've got, I'm guessing, rent, then you've got, raw materials and power and all these type of things. Are you profitable now, or is that still coming?
We've just turned the corner, to answer your question. The other thing I need to point out to you is we haven't turned 2 million yet. Remember, I'm talking to you about historical figures of 144, so we've hit about 1.5 thereabouts. We've just turned the corner into profitability now. We went from a 15,000 rand loss to a 12,000 rand profit.
I guess my next question too is around, is the extent to which your costs are variable and fixed. Because you'd agree, to the extent that your costs, if they are predominantly variable, it's always going to be difficult to, I guess, generate the level of profitability that you need to if your costs are going up at the same rate at which your sales are. But maybe just give me your sense of that, because I guess it sounds like a sort of fine margin business right now. I'm just interested in what you think will happen when you get to the point where you've got 100 stores.
Yeah, so I've done the financial model on it effectively. And once we get to the 100 stores, our margin goes up from 69 to about 78, 80%, our GP. But our fixed overheads, the thing about food that's funny is that your fixed overheads don't have to increase because your productivity is going up. It's machinery that actually does it for you, not labor. The more mechanized you become, the more profitable you will be. But our markup's 300% on the product. We just need to get that number right. So our overheads will remain fairly static. Our purchasing of ingredients will increase, obviously, because we're producing more product. But to do that, so at the moment we're buying 750 kilos of a product. Once we get to the 1 ton number, I'll go past the wholesaler I'm with now and go straight to the farmer effectively and buy it from them. So I've had discussions with them and they're happy to entertain me, but I've got to get to a ton. The financial model that I did, by the end of next year, we should be sitting at about 1.7 a month. And then 2024, 2025, 2, 4, it's the number, it just depends on how big I want to go.
Okay, thank you.
So this is, I've just got 2 questions now. I'm sorry to just, you had another question around the name.
Oh, yes, before you came. I'm just wondering where
Kathy's Kitchens come from.
Who's Kathy?
All right, so there's no one Kathy in my life. Lots of people ask that question. The reason I did this was because, when you were at school, there was Kathy and John, the little books. And Kathy sounds wholesome and sounds friendly. And I thought, right, we want to do a friendly, organic product. It looks the part, the packaging must show it. And so Kathy sounds better than a male name or any just corporate name. Yeah, and that's where it came from, really.
And I have just a last question. What happened with the denim business?
I sold it.
You sold it.
How much of your energy is committed to this? Because I had a sense that you may have other things going on.
Yeah, so I do, but they've been running independently for more than 10 years. So what it is I will do with this thing at some stage, I will employ a young, in this particular case, female, teach her the business, take her through a walk for 2 years, and then say to her, right, I'll give you 50% of the profits, not equity, as long as you stay with me, but you need to run the business on your own. And I won't just let her go at arm's length. I'll slowly ease her into the business. That's what I've done with the other three, sorry. So I don't go there. I go there once a month, have a chat with the guys, look at the numbers. They don't have any control of the banking accounts. I do that. So I'm spending all of my time at the moment focused on this because I need to bring it up to that level that I want it to be at before I can start talking that sort of extension. Alon's got another question.
I do, but I just know, I don't know. I can feel the producer talking in my ear saying it's enough already.
Oh, sorry.
I want to ask it anyway. So why don't you fund the growth of this business through the other two businesses?
This business has been funded from me personally. So far I've plowed in about half a bar, but any business requires money to get started.
Yeah.
So there is a loan account outstanding to me, but I'm happy with it because I'm building the business. Once it gets to the level where I need it to be at, it'll be easier for me to take that money out of it.
All right, definitely we're going to say thank you. You may leave.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Right.
Yeah, I think we've seen a more serious Victor today, a Victor that is perhaps a little bit more committed to the process. Because in the first Victor, given how much time he could have used, something told me that Victor doesn't need us that much. And I'm not sure how that weighs in and how we think about it, to be honest with you. But there's a man who I think understands the business intimately. I think he's got his stuff together, and I think he will grow this business, and it will continue to be, well, it'll grow into a successful business. There was nothing really missing for me today. We've seen a more serious version of Victor than we've seen last time. A big question in my mind is how much he actually needs this, but I'm not sure if that should even be weighing in our thought process, to be honest with you.
Thanks, Alan. Belen?
I agree. I think we can't answer that question, on our own without him. I think he took on the feedback. Just looking at the way he was dressed is one sign of that. But also in terms of how he used the full 2 minutes and really gave us a very clear view of his business. I think it was a job well done from him.
Yeah. I personally don't like it when entrepreneurs that they, unless they're investors, but he's not an investor. He owns all those businesses 100%. And as my mentor said to me, there's no side business that doesn't take your attention, because when it does well, it takes your attention, and when it does badly, it takes your attention. So it's always going to take your attention. So from an investment mindset, it made me quite nervous. But from a mature entrepreneur perspective, he ticks all the boxes. I love his maturity around how he thinks. He's been around the block. So, and he's smart. He's named it correctly. He's smart, and he'll do it at his pace. My suspicion is Victor does it by Victor's rules. That's why I asked the leadership question. But I'm impressed. Let's score.
Vic,
Yeah.
I don't think you know about this. This was the longest post-pitch interview ever.
Wow, I don't know what to say. I'm not sure if
What
it's
do you
good or
think it
bad.
means?
It's either they were very interested or very intrigued, or I was just talking too much. I'm not sure.
Well, they were asking questions. Clearly,
Yeah,
they were interested.
Yeah. I hope so. It looks like they were.
How did you feel this time as compared to round one?
I think this time I was a lot more relaxed when I walked in, because I had sort of know what to expect now. So it's a little bit easier, and I think you get more prepared for what to expect this time.
Speaking of preparation, how did the guide help you to prepare for round two?
Yeah, so the guide was immensely helpful. They've got more experience, and they know what the judges are going to be looking for. They're trying to tell you things about your business that you didn't know, ask you questions that you didn't know. Yeah, so I think it's a great help to have them around, and I would certainly recommend someone try it out.
You think Kathy will be proud of you?
Yeah, I think so. Kathy's Kitchen would definitely be proud of us.
Well done, mate. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dear judges, good to see you again. I'm not sure whether it got hot in the kitchen, or our tires got punctured. But you will tell me, you will tell all of us about what happened. How do you feel about this pitch?
Very strong, both contestants, but there has to be one that stands out head and shoulders, and it was very clear in this round again.
Again, for you, somebody stood
Again,
out.
very clear.
For you, Alan?
There is someone who stands out. I do think they were both good pitches. I do think they're also very different. We have, on the one side, I think someone that is already quite a learned entrepreneur, and on the other side, someone who is coming up the learning path into entrepreneurship. So, you know, it's a difficult one, just given how different they are.
Alon, last time, Baatile walked in here with what I called a gimmick, and today I saw something different. And the last time, I think, from where I stand, Victor walked in almost non-interested, and this time gave a pitch of some sort. What did you see?
I saw exactly the same thing. I was very concerned when I saw Baatile walking down that he would start
Men in
the
Black.
dance. Yeah. He'd start that dance again. So that gives me a signal that he listened and he can learn, which is a critical factor for a successful entrepreneur. And the same thing with Victor, who got quite heavy critique from the judges, particularly me, and decided to learn from it, and came and I think it did him a great service, because the more we sort of peeled back the layers, the more depth there was in his thinking and in his pitch.
Well, thank you very much, judges. I don't know whether it's going to be youth or experience that's going to be eliminated. Let's see.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so it's that terrible part of the competition where one of you has to leave, as Rams put it. Will it be experience that leaves, or will it be the youth that leaves? Which one will leave? And to give you some things to think about first, I'm going to hand it over to my fellow judge.
Victor, Baatile, thank you for your pitches. Starting with you, Baatile. You could have spent more time helping us understand why you were best placed to run this business. You didn't tell us enough about why you are the best person who can successfully run this business. You had a great pitch, told us a lot about your business, but you were missing from it in terms of your particular skill set or acumen that makes you best suited to run the business. You also didn't spend enough time telling us about how you were going out to market to get the customers. You mentioned some of the customers that you want to attract and that you would want to service, but we didn't get a link of how do you get to those customers and what you specifically are doing to get to the customers, especially because you spoke to the fact that you are 100% of the business in terms of the workforce. Lots of improvement around those bits, but it has been an improvement from the last pitch that you did with us. Victor, from your side, much improved from last time, from appearance to the way you came across to the use of time. The only thing I would say is really up your volunteering of the information around your business. A lot still needs to be kind of pried out of you. The more we ask, the more comes out. Try squeeze more of that into the pitch, because once we do ask the questions, there's a lot of useful insights that come out where that it's a risk to leave to questions. We might not ask those questions next time.
So it's my turn now. I'm going to talk about some of the positive, and then I'm going to give you our verdict of which of you is going to leave. We'll start with you, Baatile. What came across, just like the last time, was that you're a solid businessman. You understand business, you particularly understand marketing, you know how to market yourself, your business, and I get a very strong sense that you're very good at what you produce, which brings me to my next point, which is your creativity. We heard in the last pitch, particularly in the questions, how you've adapted during COVID. You've got this huge ability to create value and create something to sell from nothing. And that's the basis of every strong entrepreneur. I thought your pitch today was a big improvement on the last one. Really, really much better pitch. And so I take my hat off to you. And what I particularly love is that your personality comes through very, very strong. I feel that the person, although it's a little animated, maybe for the show, but essentially it's very close to who you are as a person. I think I would enjoy to have a beer with you and just listen to you tell stories. I think I'd have, I think you're a great storyteller, and I think that's an important part of a successful entrepreneur. Victor, you're talking about the experience, and that your maturity came through, particularly in the Q&A. What started off for me in my mind as a sense of why are you running away from growth when you as Bolela, I think, cautioned you. The fact that we asked you the question was lucky. If the questions weren't there, we wouldn't have got to the why, the detail of the why. But once you explained the why, it became very, very understandable as to how you're controlling the growth. And I think that shows a huge degree of maturity, and your grey hair has been paid for. I think the growth from the last pitch to this pitch was huge. It was chalk and cheese, quite frankly. I think it was touch and go whether you were going to come through to this round. And I think you took the message really well. I just want to put in a negative for me here is for me, I think what we were grappling with as judges is whether you really need the money and really need to win this competition. Like it doesn't, we can't get a sense of what's going to do for you. You'll just take from the other businesses, or you'll go to get funding through the other businesses. That didn't come across quite clearly for us as judges. And so, like, do we give the person the opportunity who really needs the cash, or someone who goes, whatever, I'll just do it. So that brings me to our decision, and our decision of experience, or the youthful drive. I'm afraid the youthful drive is going to be going home. Baatile, you did a great pitch. I think we're going to see a lot more of you, and we wish you the very best in your future.
Thank you, sir.
You may leave. So, Victor, do you need to win this?
Yes, I think I do. I've got a strong business. It could do with the cash flow. Getting the money into the bank would help us to speed up the growth. Anybody would like to win it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I needed it, because it does take time out of your business, it takes time out of your personal life, but I'm prepared to sacrifice that because I do really want to win it. So I'm not standing here saying, well, if I win or if I don't. Maybe it comes across, but it's not what I mean to present, because it's just, I've got the experience. I've been a little bit around there.
So Victor, with that, I think going into the next round, that needs to come across, not that you please, not that kind of tonality, but this will mean this to me. That needs to come, you need to link that very strongly in your pitch, as the 650 is going to do this for the business. That needs to come across a lot stronger. So listen to the feedback that you got from Bolela and the rest of us, and good luck for the next round.
Thank you. I think I do listen to your feedback, but thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well done.
Yeah.
It never gets any easier saying goodbye to a contestant, does it? The further we go in the competition, the more invested I feel in each of them. Well done, Victor, for taking that last slot in the semi-final round. And Baatile, I'm very sorry we are saying goodbye to you. You are so enterprising and passionate, and I know you are going to take those tires onto the road to success. And that's it, folks. From 16 to 8, and now from 8 to the last 4 standing. It's been a roller coaster. Be sure to join me back here next week on Tuesday at 7 sharp, because we have a surprise in store for both you and our semi-finalist. You don't want to miss it. From me, Rams Mabote, good night and God bless.
It's a good experience because of it shows I have something. So I have to grow from where I am and experience. Well, you know, you start somewhere. So when I'm growing, the experience also grows. So that is what I can say with this round. It's a matter of experience.